All right, let's just get right to it. You want a better life. I mean, who doesn't, right? Better habits, better results, a real sense of purpose. And look, you've done the homework. You've read the books. You've watched the videos. You know, intellectually, what you're supposed to be doing. But for some reason, that knowledge just isn't turning into action. Day after day, it's the same old story, the same patterns. And it leaves you with this one nagging question.
Why does everything feel so stuck? It's just this incredibly frustrating place to be, isn't it? Because you want it. The desire is there, the intention is there, but it feels like there's this huge gap between who you are right now and the person you know you could be. It's like you can feel all this potential bubbling just under the surface, but somehow you keep getting caught in the same old loops, ending up exactly where you started. So what do? You do what we all do. You try the usual stuff. You think, okay, I'll set some new goals, bigger goals, or I just need to find more motivation, maybe watch a video, get hyped up. You try to force a new mindset telling yourself, this time it's going to be different. You might even make these super detailed, meticulous plans, and for a little while it feels good, it feels like it might actually work. But then what always happens? That initial burst of energy just fades away, and you're right back where you started. The progress stops, the old habits creep back in. So why? Why does this keep happening?
Well, here's the hard truth. It's because you're trying to change everything on the surface without fixing the one thing underneath that actually controls it all. You're treating the symptoms, not the root cause. It's like you're trying to repaint a house that has a cracked foundation. You can make it look nice for a little while, but it's still fundamentally broken. See, there's a core operating system that runs everything you do, and until you fix that, everything else is just temporary. It's time to look at the foundation.
Okay, so to really get why we stay stuck, we have to talk about this invisible force that's constantly working against us. And let's be clear, this has nothing to do with how much you want it. This is about biology. It's about a neurological fact. Your brain is not designed for the big sweeping changes you're trying to make. Think about it. Your brain is a survival machine. Its main job for thousands of years has been to keep you safe by conserving energy and sticking to what's familiar. So when you try to change, it literally sees that as a threat.
And this internal battle, it actually has a name. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman calls it limbic friction. And you know exactly what this is. It's that powerful voice in your head that fights you every time you try to do something hard. It's that physical feeling of resistance when your alarm goes off for that morning workout and your brain screams, just stay in bed. It's like this deep primal gravity that's always pulling you back to the couch, back to comfort, and away from any real effort. And this is so important. This is not a character flaw, it's a biological feature. It's how you're wired.
So this really lays out the two sides of the coin, right? On one side, you've got your brain's default setting, which is always going to see comfort, avoid effort, and just repeat the same old patterns. It's reactive. But on the other side, you have discipline. And here's the key. Discipline is not a feeling. It's not something you wait for. It's an action. It's you consciously using what scientists call top-down control to say no to that lazy default programming. It's you making the choice to be proactive when every instinct is telling you to just react.
And this is why relying on motivation will always let you down. I love this quote because it's so true. Motivation is a feeling, it's an emotion. It's a fair weather friend. Yeah, it's great when it shows up, when you feel good and everything's going your way, but what about the days it doesn't? What about when you're tired or stressed or just don't feel like it? That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the system you build for those days. It's the promise you make to your future self that has absolutely nothing to do with how you feel in the moment.
All right. This brings us to a really important shift in thinking. We have to stop looking at discipline as just doing hard stuff. It's so much deeper than that. What we're really talking about is using your actions to completely rewire who you are from the ground up. This is the whole game, right here. Shifting your focus from just doing the action to actually building a new identity.
Just let that sink in for a second. Your life isn't built by your goals or your dreams or what you wish for. It's built by what you do. And not just what you do once, but what you do over and over and over again. It's those small, daily choices that feel like they don't matter. Those are the bricks that are building the entire structure of your life. Without discipline, those bricks are just a messy, chaotic pile. But with discipline, you're an architect. Every action is placed with intention. So, here's how it actually works. It's a chain reaction. First, it all starts with discipline. That's the one thing you have to focus on, because it's what controls your actions. Then, when you do those actions consistently over and over, they turn into habits. They become automatic. And then, those habits start to shape who you are, your identity. You're not trying to be the kind of person who works out anymore. You just are that person. And in the end, That identity is what determines the results you get in your life. It's a clear path.
Let's walk through this journey, because this is probably going to feel familiar. So you start at point A. Life's a mess, right? It's chaotic, you're just reacting to things, your actions are all over the place depending on your mood. Then you hit point B. This is the turning point. It's that moment where you finally realize, wait a minute, the problem isn't my goals, it's that I'm not consistent. And you decide to focus on just one thing, building discipline. So at point C, you start small. You build a few tiny consistent habits. You create some structure in your day, and that consistency starts to build on itself. It creates momentum. That brings you to point D, where you start to see things change. Your mindset is better. Your results are improving. It's like it's happening automatically. And then you finally get to point E. That's the big realization. You didn't have to change everything. You just had to change your behavior.
You know, we have to totally change how we think about discipline. Most of us see it as this grim punishment or depriving ourselves of things. But this quote from Jazz Turner just nails it. It's actually the highest form of self-love. Think about it. Every time you choose the hard thing over the easy excuse, what are you really doing? You're sending a message to your future self that says, I believe in you more than I believe in this moment of weakness. You're literally rebuilding trust with yourself, one good decision at a time.
All right, so we've covered the theory, we've talked about the psychology behind all this. Now let's make this practical. Let's get real. This is where we look in the mirror and have a moment of total honesty about what's going on.
So let's be real for a second. You think you have a bunch of different problems, right? You think you're struggling with your health and your work and your focus and your money, like they're all separate issues, but they're not. You don't have 12 problems. You have one problem that's showing up in 12 different areas of your life. And that one root problem is a lack of discipline.
And another thing, you're not stuck because life is super complicated. You're stuck because your actions are super inconsistent. The how-to for a good life is actually pretty simple, isn't it? Eat better, exercise, do your work, don't be a jerk. We all know this stuff. The complexity isn't out there in the world, it's inside you. It's the chaos you create by being all in one day and completely checked out the next. That up and down is what's causing all the frustration. You already know what to do, you're just not doing it consistently.
So what's the actual system? What's the plan? Here it is. Number 1, stop trying to fix everything at once. Your only job right now is to build the skill of discipline itself. That's it. 2, build structure into your day. Plan it out, don't just let it happen to you. 3, create a few consistent, non-negotiable habits. Start ridiculously small if you have to. 4, and this is the big one, you have to learn to act no matter how you feel. Your feelings don't get a vote. And finally, number 5, when you mess up, and you will, the most disciplined thing you can do is forgive yourself in a second and get right back on track. No drama, no spiraling, just reset and go.
This is really the best way to think about it. Imagine your life as a house. Your career, your health, your relationships, those are all the different floors and rooms. But discipline, that's the concrete foundation everything is built on. And if that foundation is shaky and cracked, it doesn't matter how nice the rooms are. The whole house is going to be unstable. It's just a matter of time.
And here's the incredible part. When you stop worrying about all the different rooms and you focus all your energy on fixing that foundation, something amazing happens. All the other areas of your life start to fix themselves. Seriously, a disciplined person doesn't have to constantly fight to eat healthy. It just becomes what they do. They don't have to force themselves to work hard. It becomes their default setting. You don't have 10 problems to solve. You have one. Fix the one, and the rest will follow.
So I'm going to leave you with this one last question, and I want you to really sit with it. No excuses, no yeah buts. Just be totally honest with yourself. If you actually fixed this one thing, if you became the person who consistently does what they say they're going to do, no matter how you feel, what would your life look like in a year? What would it look like in 5 years? Because that is the life that's waiting for you. That's what this is all about.